Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am gonna start this vlog, which is probably gonna go on for like a month or two at least, because I don't know when I'm picking up all the books. But as you can see in the title, I am reading the YA/middle grade nominees for the Nebula Awards. So I don't really know how I ended up doing the Nebula Awards. No, I was gonna do the Hugo Awards, right? And then I accidentally bought the books for Nebula Awards instead of the Hugo Awards. And then I was like, okay, I ended up doing both. But then it was a bit much to do all the Nebula, all the Hugo, as well as the YA Nebula in one vlog. So I'm doing the Nebula YA middle grade in this one, separately from the other one. But I don't know which one is going up first at this moment. I kind of already started on some by accident because I already read some, so I'm going to talk about them. But I have all the books now, and I am going to read them soon-ish. I just need them to fit in my reading. The winner has already been announced as well. It was announced on the 21st of May. It wasn't as I bought the books. You can Google what the winner is if you want to. But don't bother going through all the books now, since you can just Google what I'm going to read anyway. You will see as the vlog goes on what's happening. So yeah, first things first. I have already read one of the nominees, which I am gonna go and get them myself. So one of the nominees was Redemptor by Jordan Ufeko. I'm showing off my two editions because why not? This is the Fairly exclusive edition. This is the Lumicurt exclusive edition, and it's really cool. And this is the sequel to Raybearer, which was released the year before. And this is a YA fantasy. And I really love it. I like one of my favorites. It's so good and it's just amazing. It follows our main character Teresa, who has been raised by the mother of demons basically, and she is sent to the capital to kill the king's son because she wants revenge, like how he has wronged her. And when she gets there, she needs to get close to the king's son by like kind of going into, not a competition I would say, but every generation of the royal family choose out their own council at a certain young age, because they are gonna need to know each other and be really close to each other, because they get literally ray sent into them, which makes them bonded. And this ray makes them like be able to talk to each other in their minds and feel each other, etc. Before this ray to be able to do this, the other person needs to love them. So Teresa needs to love the prince for her to kill him, to be close enough to kill him. And every time the prince bonds or raise another person to become a part of a council, because I think there's 12 people altogether, he gets like another immunity against the death. So like one thing will protect him against like drowning, and another thing will protect him against, I guess, shooting arrows. I don't actually remember all the different things. And I think that this concept itself is just so cool and unique. And then also other things are being revealed about the kingdom in the first book, where we get to see like all the things the kingdom is struggling with, and they really do need to fix that. So we get to see what will happen. So she's sent out to kill him. Will she though? That's a question. It's kind of that kind of plot, but I just think what makes this unique is just the relationship between the characters as well as the world. And I really love the first book, and I did enjoy the second book, where it does pick up like where the first book left off and like trying to solve all these things. But I do think the first book is definitely stronger, where it really surprises you and keeps you on your toes and really reveals a lot of things. While this is kind of just the aftermath, but it is really fun. I did enjoy this, so that is my thoughts on the first nominee that I didn't read for this vlog but had read before I knew I was going to do this vlog. And then recently, like just a few days ago, I did read the next one for this, and that is Iron Widow by Chiran J. Shao. And this one is the first one in a series, I think. And this one also follows someone that is going after someone to kill them. That's a bit funny. So we have a main character whose sister got killed, and she got killed by being a concubine pilot for these different pilots that fights in this war. And the reason she got killed is that every time a woman goes into a ship with a man, he basically kills her because he uses her up her powers, abilities in a way, and no one survives this and they die. And she's mad that these men are just using women in this way, and she goes after the one who killed her sister to kill him. And here's a different kind of like going after to kill him. In Redemptor, you know, it's like she needs to love him to kill him, then it's much harder. But here it's just like she really hates his guts, so killing him is really not a problem. I thought that this was going to be the storyline, and it's not really a spoiler to say that it's not at all. It's so much more, and it goes totally crazy, and it's just so good. Truly, everyone has been saying that this book is amazing and fabulous and just like so crazy, and I agree full-heartedly. I didn't expect it to go where it went at all. I had such a ride with it, and I was just truly in awe of everything that Saran has come up with. They are truly brilliant, and the last 2 pages were totally crazy. Like, I was sitting there like, what? Like, the reveals, it was just so intense and good, and I just see why everyone is recommending it and saying that it is amazing. I truly appreciate it and think it's amazing. Oh my god, look at my dust jacket art. Look at them. Look at them! It has a poly relationship as well, which is like the main romance. And I would die for them all. I really wonder what's gonna happen next book. I have no idea. I love that feeling. I feel like a lot of the times when you read the first book, it's like the same coffee, it just drags on and on and on and never ends. But here, like, I have literally no idea of what is gonna happen next, and I absolutely love that. So yeah, truly recommend this a lot, and I don't yet know what to rate it. I know I'm like between 4 or 5. I truly don't know. I don't know what else to say. I might have more constructive stuff to say in the end of this vlog, because I'm gonna rank, you know, all of the books. But yeah, now we have 2 under the way, so I only need to read 4 more where I have all of them, because I've been buying them and wished them for my birthday, etc. I just need to read other stuff. So I will for sure finish this vlog, I think, in July, if not in June. So we shall see. And yeah, I will rank them all in the end, and I hope you enjoy this little vlog. Yay! Hello. So, the reason I look so suspicious is because it's been like 4 months for this vlog. I started it in the end of May when I read Iron Widow, which was the last clip, so it's not like it's been long for you. But for me, I'm just like, am I still doing this vlog? Apparently. So it's just really been that I haven't picked up the books for this vlog. I have all of them, I just haven't picked them up. They never fit into my TBR. It's a crisis. I know I could have just read them all in a few days. Here we are. It's like the same with another vlog I have as well. But I yesterday read the next book for this vlog, and I was just like, oh, maybe I should update that. But yeah, I read it like all in one day, so it wouldn't be like several updates anyway. And that was A Snake Falls to Earth by Darcy Little Badger. And this one is obviously YA, because that's the thing for the vlog. Little fantasy, obviously, as well, because that's the genre for the awards. I don't know what I'm doing. This was the author from A Lat's Way, which I really did enjoy. I just felt like certain stuff in that could have been done better, and here I would say that I could see the author doing all the things I wanted the author to do better in A Lat's Way. I felt it here, even though like I enjoyed A Lat's Way immensely. But what that was, I think, like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is a strong 4-star. And here we follow our 2 main characters that I cannot explain the plot, okay? So we have Nina, who is a leaping girl from our world, and then she's like really interested in the old stories from like her tribe and like from her people. So she's doing a lot of investigation in that. And then this, I was gonna say, event is coming up, which is really dangerous, so she's trying to figure out how to protect the people she loves. And then we have Oli, who is a cat-month kid, and he lives in the spirit world. And then his friend gets sick, so he needs to go to the human world to find a way to save his friend. And their paths meets in this book. Yesterday, I hadn't read a synopsis before picking this up, so I didn't know how to describe the book, and then I read a synopsis, and now it's easier to describe the book. But I don't like reading synopsis before I read the book, but I feel like the synopsis sometimes spoils much more than, you know, like, I didn't even know who, like, kind of all it was. Like, I was just like, is this an ancestor? Is this a story? Is this even set like at the same time as Nina's story? Like, I didn't know, but if I read the synopsis, I would have known immediately. So in the end, yes, it does give you context, so you're less confused stuff, so that's the thing. But also it could give you like a kind of different experience when reading a book. So yeah, that's what I did at least. But yeah, overall, it is a beautiful book. Of course, it has a lot of influence and inspiration from Believe and Tribe, which author also is a part of, and it's just so heavily influenced by this in the story, and just a lot about nature and family and people, and just like also what we are doing with nature as humans as well. And then it has like had all the magical aspects to the story that is really beautiful, and it's a very, I would say, beautiful story that you really easily get into. And it was really good. It was really good. I feel like since the last book I read for this vlog was Iron Widow, which was a completely different, crazy story, like about a girl murdering everyone. And then we have like this like much more calm, inner peace story, I would say. It's really different contrast. And of course in the end I have like kind of wrap up thoughts, so I would try to and like compare all the books, not compare them like in depth, but like rank them and be like, this was the vibe this book had. And the two I read now for this vlog are definitely very different. And I'm actually reading the next one for this vlog. Like, that's my next read. So my next update should be tonight. I mean, probably tomorrow morning, because tonight I will sleep. And I want to like be awake when I do this. But yeah, so far love the vibes in this, and I would definitely recommend this. Alaska definitely feels more like a middle grade, I would say, but this does feel like more of a YA. But they're both beautiful stories that are different but feel similar. So yeah, and one thing the author does really well is having parents in the story, having parents that have a role and doing stuff and caring and believing their kids. And it's been like this in the last and this, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I think I could go longer, I could go shorter, but we're leaving it with that. And now I'm gonna go and do live stuff. I also have another vlog going, and hopefully this will be up soon. Yeah, I'm hiding in shade. See you later. Hello, it is the next day, and this is the place with best light. So that is why we are always here. I now read the next book for this vlog, which is Victory is Greater Than That by Charlie Jane Anders. And this one seems to be the first one in a series, according to Goodreads. And this one, we follow a main character, Tina, who basically is an alien. She was dropped out on Earth when she was a baby, disguised as a human, because she's the clone of like a known general in like this army, this space army. She's grown up all her life, knowing she wouldn't stay on Earth, and that she one day would be like claimed from like the people she came from. And she is, like, that's kind of the point of the story. And then she is entered into this huge galactic battle between these two, I was gonna say, parts of the battle, like, that has been going on for a really long time. And then she's trying to like live up to like the person that she was supposed to be, and finding her courage, etc. And I ended up not loving this as much. I thought like the concept sounded really cool, and I don't mind, you know, a epic space battle stuff. I think that's cool. But we kind of get a crew here, and the way that crew was assembled disturbs me. It makes me think that it is a middle grade. It's not taking itself so seriously. But then it's not. It's just... It is kind of a serious book, but this thing happened. I don't want to spoil it, but it's just... It disturbed me why these other people was summoned into this crew, not knowing why. And like they all then had reasons to stay, and I was just like, I can stay because blah blah blah. But I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense in like the percentage of why everyone just want to stay. I don't know. I thought it was weird. It really put me off of the whole story. And the chapters were weird for me. They ended like they were ending in like, you know, when you have a paragraph and you go down, it felt like you were going to the next paragraph, and then sometimes in the middle of a paragraph, like it went down, when I felt like that should have ended in a chapter. And I know it's not a big deal, but it just bothered me, because I was just like, why are we ending the chapter here all the time? Which was also annoying. Didn't like the writing, I guess, of the story. And then like overall, if I think about the story, like just the plot of how things developed, didn't love that either. Like I wasn't never really engaged or shocked or like anything kept me going. I just kind of read it because I was reading it, you know, but it wasn't like I was never like, oh my god, what's gonna happen, oh my god, like. But it is queer. I didn't know it was queer. It's a main queer relationship, and one of the people that is in that relationship is also trans, so I was like, nice, love that, love me some queerness in a book always, you know. But yeah, I feel really like not anything. So it's not like I assumed I would love it. I just had no expectations whatsoever. So it could have gone either way. I could have hated it, I could have loved it, but I ended up just falling in the middle of the tree for me. So I don't know, like 2.5, 2, 3. I feel like 3 is really generous. So it might be a 2, but I think 2.5 sounds best. And yeah, I didn't love it. Let's say that. Oh my god, it has so much praise on the back actually from people, and I'm like, dang, you all really liked this, did you? But yeah, it just wasn't for me how the story was. So that happens. Now, I think, I don't know how many books are left for this vlog now. 2, 3? I have them over there somewhere. I just don't remember. Because I haven't dared to open my document with the facts because it's been so long. I'm gonna try to get to the rest of the books by the end of this month or next month for sure, so that I can actually post this. I'm gonna go to work, so you will see me whenever you see me, which will be right after this. But for me, you know, it's been a long time, but not since the last clip, because that was only yesterday. But you got what I meant. Hello! So it's been a few months since I updated this. I think I read the last two, if I remember, in November, not November, September for BOOKCLUB, and now we're in mid-November. And I don't know why, I just don't pick the books up, and I only have 2 books left for this, and it's not going to take me long. I already read one, which I'm going to talk about now, which took me like 1.5 hours or something, and I'm just like, Sandra, you could have finished this vlog months ago. What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna read the last book for this like in a few days, so that I can actually get this up this week. I don't know why I'm a procrastinator, but here we are, and I'm finally gonna get this vlog up. And the next one for this vlog that I read was Thornwood by Leah Seifert. So this seems to be the first one in this, I was gonna say, standalone series called Sisters Ever After. I think all the stories follows like a pair of sisters, but like known in like fairy tales and stuff. And this one was a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, where we follow her sister's point of view that like no one knew existed because she was so unforgettable compared to, you know, I can say Briar Rose, Aurora. Is she named Briar Rose or Aurora? But here she actually has a completely different name. She's called Rosaline. And this one actually is set when Rosaline has like already pricked her finger and everyone's been sleeping, and then they wake up and then they're like, what do we do now? We've been asleep for like 100 years. How are we gonna get out of here, etc. So it's really interesting to see like this kind of version of the tale. I thought it was a fun time, and just like them trying to survive and just be like, what are we gonna do after all this time, and with like of happily ever after stories. And there's a kind of a sister story as well. So obviously this is a middle grade. It was a very simple read, like the text was huge and it took like not a long time to read at all, and I had a really fun time with it, but it wasn't like amazing to me. I know that I am also not the target audience, and I feel like if I was younger I would have loved this so much more, but it was just not amazing. I have read middle grade, I think is amazing. I give it 5 stars. It's not that. It was just a bit like messy. I was trying really hard to have all these secrets that were being revealed, and again, I do think if I was a different age I would enjoy those secrets much more and be like, oh my god. Just like how the final battle was, and like the reveals in the end, and how we did everything. Like it was sweet and it was fun, but it was never like, oh my god, I was shocked by what's happening. And it's not just because it's, you know, a middle grade, because I feel personally that I read middle grade where I was super shocked and everything. I think it just depends on the book. Like the book wasn't completely it for me, but I can definitely see why it would be beloved and why people would really enjoy this. And it's like a story that I wish I could read to like a person who, for example, really likes Sleeping Beauty. I think that that would be really fun. And I don't regret reading it at all. It was a really good time, and it's like, I would recommend it as a middle grade. If I made a middle grade video recommendation, this would be in there. But it's like, for me, it's not like, oh my god, my next favorite or anything. And I gave it like 3 stars. Like, I liked it, but it was not like, oh my god, super great. Also, can we talk about the dress for this one? Looks like it is the dress for like Rapunzel in Tangled, just saying. So that confused me. Doesn't make any sense, but it just did. But yeah, I think it was a fun spin on the tale. I think we had a good time. I thought a lot of aspects of the story was interesting. I especially was more curious about like the outside world than them surviving in the castle, because I was curious about those parts. It was fun because I like Sleeping Beauty, so like there goes, I would enjoy a retelling of it anyway. I feel like also the sister relationship could definitely been explored more. I know, again, as I said, it's a middle grade, etc. But it was just like how I felt like they had hostile, not intentions, but they have a complicated relationship, and then they were trying to show us that, but they are on each other's side in the end. But I felt like that wasn't explored enough for me to believe like that they truly are. I was a bit confused of their intentions toward each other sometimes. I feel like that could have been clearer and done more of it, but that's just how I was feeling. Overall, I had some fun twists, etc., but I feel like a lot of people would have fun with this. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars, as I said. So yeah, that is my update for this vlog for the next one. I am curious to see how I will rank these, because some I hadn't even read for this vlog, and yeah, so that will be fun to see in the end. I have one more book for this, which I like already own, and it's right over there. I can see it, and it's also a middle grade. So I feel like it would take me quite a short time to read it. I am enjoying picking up these books though that I maybe otherwise wouldn't. It makes me expand my horizons more. It's a good time. So yeah, you shall see me soon, really soon. I am planning to finish this vlog this week, so yay. Hello. So I did actually, like I said a word, and started the next book for this vlog, which is the last book for this vlog. So that is, if you didn't know, Root Magic by Eden Royce. If you didn't like know the nominees I meant, I mean obviously you would know because I haven't told you yet if you haven't checked up yet. And I haven't finished it yet because I didn't have any time yesterday, because I literally have no time on my hands. But I did manage to read 102 pages, and there's like 332 pages I think, so it's not like that much left. Like, it is a middle grade, so it's going pretty fast, and it follows these two twins, which you can see, you know, on the cover. And they just lost their grandma, and she was really known to know root magic, etc., and they are now going to be taught that too. And two main characters, like, going to these root magic classes, as well as being their families also being harassed by the local police. So that is great. Not, but it's happening. And then I almost made this fall over. And then our main character also has troubles in school because some new girls have started, and they're really being really mean and not nice to her. So yeah, now she started to get a new friend, etc., and that's what we're following so far. There's also some stuff going on at their home, something to do with maybe like the magic that was there protecting their home has like been removed after her grandma died. So I don't know, they will probably solve that too. And then we also have this, I think, really close and nice relationship between the two main characters, while her brother's very like, I was gonna say, energized and have witty remarks. She's like a bit more calm. So yeah, we shall see what I feel about it as I continue, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really sweet with a lot of a bit of sad things happening, you know, starting literally off with like in her grandma's funeral. It was a bit sad. But yeah, so that's my thoughts for that so far. And now I need to go to work. So hopefully I will finish it today. That is my goal. I kind of have to, because I have so many other things I need to read. But yeah, you should see me later for more thoughts. Yay. It's later in the day. It's quite late actually. Or it's not actually that late, but I really need to go to bed because I have work early in the morning. And I did finish Root Magic. I had some sprints with my patrons and I finished it. And it was really sweet. I think it had so many nice topics of friendship and just learning about like this root magic, as well as, you know, living in this time as being a black person as well. And I just brought up everything really nicely, and again, I just had so much heart about family, and I really liked it. It was a really cute middle grade. I was definitely recommended a lot, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I feel like I could talk more about it, but I just generally like the relationships, especially like their friendship that my character had where the friendship met, and I thought that was really cool. There was some plot twists in there that I did not see coming at all, and I think it was quite satisfying for what we got. You know, is a short middle grade. It's like not we're gonna go, you know, beyond and everything, but like I really enjoyed it, and I really like the author's note of how the author wanted to write a story that was stuff that some woman in her life, in her family, had told her, and that was part of like their traditions and what they've been learning each other. And I almost think that's so sweet. Artist note, don't skip it because it's also nice. But yeah, I just really liked it. It's a really strong 4-star for this one. I literally don't remember what I read in other books. What are the other books right now? But yeah, I will do like a wrap up clip for this in the end, like right after this, to talk about like my final thoughts and like their ratings. And I don't remember who won, so I need to check that as well. So we're gonna discuss that in the end of this vlog. But yeah, I just had a really great experience with this one. It was really nice, so I'm really happy about that, and it makes me like happy to think about it, even though like yes, it had its dark and sad moments as well, but it was just a really sweet book with so many fun parts of it, I think. So yeah, see you for the last clip later. Hello! We are finally here to wrap up this vlog. It's been a few days since I read the last book for this, but I wouldn't be able to post it today anyway, so I'm doing it now. And by the way, I was just like, did I dream that these awards were real? Because I could not find a list of the nominees and the winners when I was googling, because I had to check the winner, because I haven't actually spoiled myself yet of who it was. And then I found it and I was just like, okay, so I wasn't dreaming, thank the Lord. But let's do this. Let's talk about the winners no, the ranking of all the books I read here. And let's go through the pile. So I think I'm just gonna rank it at once. Let's just do it. So on the bottom, if you kept up, I would say Victory is Greater Than Death by Charlie Jane Andrews are on the bottom. This just didn't work for me. It was like a bit of a mess, and the plot wasn't that interesting, and then we had a like whole team assembly thing did not work for me. So I ended up like giving it, I think I rounded up to 3, but 2.5 stars. Not really my favorite. And I know it's a sequel is out and I would probably read it at some point, but that's for now. Probably not yet. I would probably not have read this if it weren't for this rewards anyway, but now I have. Sadly, on the bottom. But other than that, I think every one of these were really enjoyable. It's just this one that I didn't enjoy as much. So it's like kind of sad to rank them because I think like I love them a lot. So, but next one would be Thornward, which I just love the vibe of like a fairy tale retelling because I'm weak for those. Love the twist on the fairy tale. And it was really enjoyable for the age it is being told for. And I would definitely recommend it. And I would definitely read the rest of the series. I know the next one is already out. And I know there's going to be a third book as well. Giving a really strong 3 stars for this one. I wish I read it when I was younger because I think I would have loved it dearly. But like I still like really enjoyed it. So yeah, I enjoyed the others so much more. And now it's getting really difficult because it's kind of unfair because 2 of these are like almost some of my favorite books. Like I was gonna say of the whole year. So it's kind of like hard to compete, but I would not say that any of these are bad. Like all of these really strong 4-star books. So one is basically almost a 5-star book. So I would say it's really hard to rank them. Just think they're all really high up. Like these are kind of like lower, but still. The next one would be A Snake Falls to Earth by Darcy Little Badger. And I did really enjoy it. I love the atmosphere. When I think about the book, I just think about the atmosphere and the way it was told. And I just really did enjoy it. But I also just love the other ones more. So that's like kind of the only problem. If there had been other types of books there, it would have been further up. And it's not like it wasn't enjoyable, but alas, it is here. It has a really strong 4-star, but yeah, don't think any badly of it. Just so you know, just I love the others more. That's kind of the problem. So there's that. And the next one would be Root Magic by Eden Royce, just because I loved how this was told. Maybe if I had read this one more recently, they could have switched around, just because then I read this literally days ago. It's like more stronger in my mind. But I just love the story of these siblings. I love the magic. I love the things that was brought up in it. And it was just such an enjoyable middle grade. So I just smelt in my heart and I really enjoyed it. So that's why it's getting a third up ranking. And then we have the 2 left, which are the ones I didn't even read for this vlog. I mean, I kind of read Iron Widow for this vlog, but I didn't update and make this vlog until I actually already had read Iron Widow, even though I was supposed to do the opposite, but I didn't, because I already edited the rest of this vlog, so I know what I did and I was being stupid. So this is difficult. That Redemptor is getting 2nd place, and that is only because I love Iron Widow that much, okay? And Redemptor is a really strong sequel to the first book, Raybearer. I do think Raybearer is much stronger when thinking about it later, and there's like some problems I have with Redemptor after thinking more about it, and I do really want to reread both to like really like concretely see the story as a whole if I read about it after one another. But it's just, the concept is so cool, the kingdom is awesome, the characters are just so great. It's just such a fantasy that I love, because it has like all the parts of a fantasy I adore, that I cannot help but having it this high up, okay? Like the first book is basically a 5-star, so the second book is just a really strong 4-star. And then we have Iron Widow, which I don't think have rated 5 stars, but it's still like basically a 5-star, I think. I have a hard time with star ratings, okay? It's just such a good book. The concept, the characters, just how it's very much different from what you initially think when you hear the synopsis. And it's just such a strong book. Like when I heard everyone saying it's like the best thing ever, everyone was raving and loving it. I was just like, can it really be that good? Because I feel like a lot of the times I get disappointed when I hear like that I think is so good. And you read it and you're like, But it was truly amazing, and as time has passed and I think about this book still, it has just become stronger and stronger in my mind, and I want to reread it because I want to experience it again, because it was just so good. So that is my winner in my heart, and that's why we have this rating here. So from bottom to the top, and that was all the books that was nominated for the Nebula, or it actually says the Andrew Norton Nebula Award for middle grade and young adult fiction. And yeah, I think we had 2 middle grades here, even though I feel like A Snake and Victories can be like a bit like a bridge books in between. And then we had only 2 sci-fis, Victories and Iron Widow are kind of the most sci-fi ones here, but that is okay. And what do you think the winner is? Because the winner is, I'm going to show you. I was surprised. I actually thought Iron Widow had won because it was just so much talked about, and I just assumed it was Iron Widow, but it was actually A Snake Falls Third, which I'm not mad about it. I know it is literally in the middle of a pile here, but as I said, I really did enjoy it. It is such a well-crafted, beautiful written book that like I absolutely adored. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. I just assumed Iron Widow won. I don't know why, but this one won, and I think it deserves it, and it was a really well-written book, so I'm not complaining. Also, just saying, I don't know how and what books have been like nominated before, because like it's not like a thing I've looked into, but like I am saying bonus point for how differently these books are, like in its diversity of like the authors, as well as like how some of these are queer as well, and it makes me happy to see that they are getting love, and it makes my heart happy. Okay, and yeah, that wraps up this vlog. That should not take in this long at all, because it's not many books. I read most of them super fast, and I've been doing this since June. I don't know why I thought started in May, but that's because I read Iron Widow in May, but then I didn't start the vlog until June. And here we are, in the end of the vlog. I hope you enjoyed me reading these. Don't know what I'm doing with my channel, with my life, with my vlogs, but here we are. And you shall see me soon in a new video. Check out my Patreon down below if you want to support my channel further. And you shall see me soon in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. And leave a snake emoji down below for the winner, for the awards. You shall see me soon in a new one. Bye!